Gemini, let's tap into your 2026 year ahead guidance. I'm super excited to get into this reading for you all. So let's go ahead. If you're a Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placement, this is your reading. We're going to kick things off with the overall energy from the Whispers of Healing Oracle deck. Then we'll transition into the 12 card spread using the Wanderer's Tarot to get more detailed guidance for how you can best navigate 2026. Okay, so I'm just going to give these cards a shuffle. I'm going to say my opening prayer, and yeah, we'll get into it, Gemini. All right, Spirit, thank you so much for connecting me with my Gemini placements, my Gemini collective, excuse me. Please allow me to channel these messages with ease, grace, guidance, precision, accuracy, so I can provide my Gemini collective with the insight, clarity, and guidance that they are seeking in reference to navigating 2026 with the most ease, with the most clarity, in the most alignment with their highest selves and highest destined path, Spirit. We do thank you so much for your guidance, your insight, the clarity that you bring. We thank you for your healing, your protection, and your love. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, my Gemini babies. Let's see what is going on for you all. 2026, you got 2 cards came out. Okay. You were the first to have 2 oracle cards come out. So we have strength coming through. All right, so this is going to be a year that really stretches you and grows you in some ways that, yeah, it might be a little challenging. I'm just thinking of like strength training, right? It has a lot to do with resistance. Some of you could literally be in the gym, like building muscle, building strength. So that could be important. But trust that any of the resistance happening in your life in 2026 is meant to make you stronger, okay? I heard it's not meant to make you fold. It's not meant to make you falter. It's not meant to make you quit, give up. No, it is actually strengthening you. We literally have the tiger here. Some of you need to work with the crystal tiger's eye. Maybe get some jewelry, something that you can kind of wear on you throughout the year, because that is also going to just kind of strengthen your energetic field is something that I'm getting. That's also something that could be strengthening, you know, not just your body, but your energetic field can be growing a lot stronger as well. Okay. We also have choice coming through. So this is going to be a year that requires you to make the right choices for you. All right. There could be a lot of options on the table, different life paths that are presenting themselves to you, you know, different relationships, environments. These could be lifestyle choices, whatever it is. Okay. It's really important that you are very clear about what your values are in life, what really matters to you, that you get clear on what your purpose is, and that you're making choices that are in alignment with those things. I'm also hearing options. Sometimes the word choice can invoke fear, because sometimes we feel like, oh, what if I make the wrong choice? But I'm hearing options might be a better way to reframe this. So you know basically just how limitless you truly are. And if you try one option and you don't really like it, you can always try another option, okay? So, you know, I'm getting it's not necessarily a life or death situation. I mean, in some cases, you know, it might be a little more serious. But I get like, you know, some of these choices or these options that are presenting themselves to you are opportunities for you to just explore different things. You are a Gemini. You are mutable in your energy. You are multifaceted. You know, the quote that I always associate with Gemini is, oh my God, why did it just slip my mind? Jack of all trades, master of none. And I think the quote actually is a bit longer than that. Here, let me see if I can find the whole thing. Of course, they only put the little, okay, full quote. That's not the full quote. Okay, the quote is a lot longer than that, but for some reason, okay. Jack of all trades, master of none, though oftentimes better than master of one. Okay, so you guys are meant to go down like different life paths. You're meant to try different things. Some of you might be feeling pressured, like, why don't I just have a singular career path? You're not meant to. You're meant to, like, you know, dip and dab into a bunch of different career paths. Okay, you know, you're someone that, like I said, you're multifaceted, you're multi-talented, you're limitless. All right, so you don't need to confine yourself to certain rules and restrictions that other people might. Okay, you know, where some people might be a master of only one, you become a jack of all trades. Okay, you become someone that's more versatile, that honestly has more experience than someone that is just a master of one path. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind here. So let's look at these numbers. 46 could be significant, 39 could be significant. 4 plus 6, that'll reduce to 10, which goes to the number 1, which universal 1 year 2026 is. Okay, so we've got that 1 energy coming through for you, where, you know, this is about the self. Okay, independence. Some of you could be, I heard independent contractors, self-employed, things of that nature. I just saw 7 minutes 7 seconds on the screen, so 77 can be an angel number for you. 3 plus 9, that's 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 is actually your number. You're the third zodiac sign of the 12. So number 3 is about connection. It's about collaboration. It's about creativity. So yes, I'm getting some of you could very much be like creatives, and you are meant to, you know, just try different, even different mediums of creativity is something that you are meant to explore. You know, maybe you've been painting for a while, but now you're meant to be exploring music. Maybe you've been a dancer for quite some time. Now you're meant to be a vocalist. Okay, so definitely give yourself free reign to explore wherever you're feeling called to go. All right, because ultimately you're just building your strength in a new area of life. Okay, so I love that message for you, Gemini. Let's go ahead and tap in with the tarot. As mentioned, I'm using the Wanderer's Tarot for your spread here. So we're going to see what this year ahead looks like for you in more detail. Let's see what's going on for my Gemmy babies, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements. I'll take that. Okay, so this is the one. Beautiful. All right. Make sure I got all the cards in there. Zoom in a little bit. Let's see what's underneath the deck, representing overall energy. 3 of Stones. Okay, so this would be the 3 of Pentacles. Yes, I told you that number 3 that was popping out on the Choices card. That is your number 2, lucky number. So there could be something significant about 3s for you this year. That could be March. March could be significant. I do see a really nice energy coming through for you, so we'll get to that momentarily. But the 3 of Stones is about building a solid foundation for yourself in the material realm, when it comes to your career, when it comes to even your health, your physical health and well-being, when it pertains to your legacy that you're building for yourself. You know, this can be about working with others, collaborating with others here as well, making money with other people. I also heard making an impact with other people as well. So this is really beautiful. I like how there's a candle here. We're given the element of fire in addition to the element of earth. That seems to kind of be working in conjunction here. That element of fire being that creative inspiration, that spark, that motivation, right? That's kind of seated at the top of these collaborations, this foundation that you are building. It's like spirit is guiding you in creating this life for yourself in the 3D. Okay, so it looks really good. I love the energies coming out for you so far. So let's go ahead and get into this month by month breakdown for my Jimmy babies. We're going to start off with January. So we do have the 8 of Swords or Knives in this deck. Be mindful of your fears, okay? Fear is false evidence that appears real, okay? You know, some of you are thinking worst case scenario. You might be allowing others to project their fears onto you as well, which keeps you limited. It keeps you confined. It keeps you restricted, right? You know, the box that other people live in doesn't have to be the box that you live in. You don't live in a box, okay? Other people do. So let them. But also don't feel the need to take on, you know, other people's experiences is something I'm getting. When I saw this eye come out, I instantly thought of evil eye. So some of you need to be a little more vigilant when it comes to that, when it comes to, you know, doing your spiritual cleansing, spiritual protection, things of that nature. There is a link to my evil eye bracelet in the description of this reading if you'd like to get that, because yeah, that's definitely what that helps, is to guard against that evil eye. I'm going to get a clarifier on this card because it is more of a challenging energy. So we'll see what this 8 of Swords is about for you. Spirit, give me a clarifier for this 8 of Swords for my Jimmy babies. Oh, the quote, because I'm using the Wanderer's Tarot, I always think of that quote, all who wander are not lost. And I think that goes hand in hand with the Choices card that I spoke of for you, the options, even the Jack of all trades, Master of none. I feel like all of that is kind of tied together there. So it may feel like you're wandering throughout this year, or just in life in general, you could feel that way, but you're not. Like you're not lost. I mean, you're wandering, but you're not lost, okay? Let's see, what is this 8 of... Ooh, that just flew out of the deck. Let's see what this is. Okay, we have the 8 of Moons. Okay, that's interesting. You got 2 8s here, so 8 can be significant for you. So this would be the 8 of Cups, you know, and that suggests that there's something you need to walk away from, right? Burning ritual is something that I'm picking up on here as well. Sometimes, you know, people you know, even myself, when I first started doing burning rituals, I was like, oh, this is good when I'm releasing relationships from my life that are no longer a part of my path, to just kind of clear out the energy of those relationships. But I also started doing burning rituals, even for like mental blockages I was experiencing, emotional blockages, you know, things that I was dealing with on a spiritual level. So, you know, for some of you, if you're dealing with fear, or, you know, if you're dealing with evil eye, whatever it is you're dealing with, you can write that down on a piece of paper and burn it, okay? And let the fire transmute that energy, right? So that might be something that you want to work with, like the element of fire there. But also, when we're talking about the moon, we're talking about the moon's suit, we're talking about water as well. So I do feel like spiritual baths, things like that are going to be really important for you to keep your aura clean. You know, doing meditations, doing candle work that helps to strengthen your aura so that it's not as I don't know the word I'm looking for. Vulnerable. Yeah. Okay. So it's not as vulnerable to attacks. All right. Which, you know, all evil eye isn't like malicious spiritual attack, like somebody lighting up candles and praying on your downfall. Sometimes it is literally just like people projecting their fears, their insecurities, their inadequacies. You know, and sometimes, in some cases, their hateration and holleration, they could be projecting onto you too. Because, you know, they might see you as someone that is very gifted. And like I said, you don't live within the confines of a box that they themselves feel like they live in. So, you know, they might get a little salty. Like, dang, why I can't be like Gemini? And who's to say they can't? They got Gemini in their chart somewhere. They just have not chosen to consciously kind of tap into that energy a bit more. So, yeah, that's what that Eight of Swords is about. So, you know, just be proactive in, like I said, cleansing your energy, your aura, and protecting it as well. Okay. Moving on to February, we have the Eight of Feathers. This is the Eight of Wands. So things are moving, shaking, progressing for you quite fast here. Okay. There could also be a lot of communication that's coming in for you. I heard flirt. Maybe a lot of people trying to flirt with you. It's Valentine's Day during this season. So maybe people are trying to check your temperature and see like, should I ask Gemini if they can be my Valentine? Should I ask them out on a date? You know, something like that. Some of you could be doing some traveling here during February as well, especially by plane. But this is also just like movement for you. If you have felt stagnant, especially with that energy with the Eight of Swords, you can feel stuck. You can feel paralyzed by fear. That can be that energy of analysis paralysis, right? So, you know, after you've done your cleansings and your burner rituals and all this stuff, you're going to quickly notice the energy starting to open up for you here in February. Good news that's coming in for you. You know, things are progressing. I get like people talking about you, but in a positive way. With the Eight of Feathers coming up. So I don't know, like if you've released something when it comes to your creativity, when it comes to your business, whatever it is you do. People have really positive reviews or feedback to give to you. So that's a really good thing that we see here. So I love that for you. Congratulations on that. This could also be a time where your spirits are super chatty. All right. They're definitely communicating with you a little more frequently. They're in your ear. Maybe even at night, you might find it's a little difficult for you to sleep because your spirits just will not be quiet. You can ask them, you know, hey guys, you know, I'm trying to sleep. Like, let's save this for the morning. Okay. So you have a relationship with your spirits. You know, you're not just there to let them necessarily run the show. Okay, so just keep that in mind if that is something you're experiencing during February. You know, sometimes you have to set some boundaries with the spirits. It be like that. You know, the boundary setting doesn't work. Hey, it might be because they really need to talk to you. So you might have to just get your ass out of the bed, get in front of your altar, and kind of do what it do. Okay, because I get some of you, your creative inspiration strikes at night. All right, moving on to March, we have the Ten of Stones, which is the Ten of Pentacles. Some of you are coming into a lucrative financial or business partnership, career partnership. I do think it has something to do with this positive talk and conversation about you with the Eight of Feathers here, okay? Where somebody wants to work with you, going back to that Three of Stones, collaboration. All right, so like I said, things look really good for you when it comes to the material realm of life. Some of you could be getting like a big check or something like that. This could also be something that is a part of your legacy. Like whatever this is that you're doing, whatever opportunity is presenting itself to you, this is meant to be on your path. This could also be something that you do for a very long time. And then this could be one of the many things that you end up doing for a very long time. But it's definitely giving sustainable, okay, whatever this is, which, you know, could be very comforting for you, especially for creatives and entrepreneurs who, you know, sometimes struggle with feeling like things are as secure and stable as they want them to be. Whatever is coming in for you in March is definitely sustainable. So congratulations on that. For some of you, there could be an emphasis on family, on the home life. I don't know if like there's some sort of family event that's happening here during March, a celebration of some sort. Sometimes this can have to do with inheritance. But it looks really good, you know, whatever this is that I'm getting, not even that is being built, but has been built. You've been building this brick by brick. All of the different paths that you've taken so far have contributed to this. And you might have thought like, oh, that ain't have nothing to do with this exactly. Yes, it did. Like everything that you've gone through has essentially been training and has been like a building block for what you're experiencing in March. So I really like that for you. Some of you could be solidifying a commitment here as well. You know, committing to someone, wanting to have a family with this person, build a legacy with them, all that jazz, okay? Moving on to April, we have the Fool, your first major arcana out of 3 in your spread. So the Fool is about taking a chance, taking a risk. This is that energy of all who wander are not lost, okay? So there could be some travel that is in the cards for you during April, so that could be fun. You know, some of you might be getting the opportunity to move somewhere completely new. There could be mountains wherever it is that you live or are moving to. I don't know if you have a dog you could be taking with you. They've got this little moon on their mind, so something about your intuition. You're following your intuition, trusting where it's guiding you to. Nomad, I heard. Yeah, you guys just have like a nomadic spirit. I'm getting like that wanderlust type of energy. It's a little more unconventional. So people that don't live that kind of life can definitely, they just don't really understand you. And it's not really for them to understand. Like, you most importantly just need to understand yourself. And I do think you understand this about you. So don't look for external validation and understanding from others and, you know, for them to give you the thumbs up. Like, don't look for that, because I honestly get that you guys will be disappointed. You're meant to follow your own inner guidance, your own intuition. But also know that you don't travel alone. Even if you don't have a dog, that this little animal can be like a spirit companion. Oh, it's making me think of women who run with the wolves, because it kind of looks like a little baby wolf or something too. So yeah, like that could be what's going on here as well. Like you're being led by a spirit animal or something like that, a guide of some sort. Not even just led, you have this companion with you on your path, so you're not alone. For some of you, this can be a new job opportunity. As I've mentioned, a new living environment. You could be relocating altogether. Maybe even a new you in some way. But I love the energy of the Fool. The Fool does not give a fuck about what people think about them. They just do them. They march to the beat of their own drum. That's where they find their happiness, and that's where they find their fulfillment. I feel like there's going to be so much magic that's kind of opening up for you in April. I heard like a world of wonder opening up for you, the 0 associated with the Fool. I love that. All right, moving on to May, we have the Emperor, Big Daddy. Okay, so you are tapping into your leadership, your authority, discipline, structure. Perseverance is something that I'm getting strongly here as well, where you're not backing down from challenges. You're taking control of your life. You're not letting others dictate the decisions that you make, the commitments that you make. I get there could be a father figure that tries to influence you a little more than you need them to. So you might have to just kind of selectively tune this person out. Because they're not you. They're not an artist, okay? They're not a nomad. Like, this could be someone that is very traditional, works a 9 to 5, has been working for the same company for 30 plus years, you know, has a home, builds a family life, all that stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that is their path. That doesn't necessarily mean it's your path. Something about the mountains is really significant, because even here, I don't know if I'm talking to somebody that likes, like, what is it, mountain climbing, or maybe some really intense kind of excursions out in nature and stuff like that. You know, that might be something you're kind of getting into. Maybe like camping or something. But yeah, you know, going back to, you know, just being mindful of this person's influence in your life. They might be kind of in some ways trying to assert their authority over you where there is none. I get that you are the authority in your life. But, you know, you don't got to be a dick about it. Like, all right, Dad, thanks for the advice, but I'm going to do what I want to do. So it might be a situation like that coming through here as well. This could also be someone you work for. I heard they really like you. Okay, so this could be someone that hired you for a job, a gig, or something like that. They really like you. I don't know if it's more than just a friend's thing. I'm not really picking up on that, to be honest. I'm almost picking up on they are positioning themselves, and not in a weird way, but kind of as like a father figure, like as someone that you can look up to for guidance, for mentorship, something like that, you know, where they see a lot of potential in you. Maybe in ways that your own father doesn't. So this could actually be very healing for you when it comes to any father wounds that you have. If you feel like your father just has never truly seen you for your abilities, your potential, what you're capable of accomplishing in the world, this person does. So I feel like that's going to be really good for you. For some of you, this could be a significant other. in your life that I feel like is going to be very supportive. I heard the rock. Okay, so they could be like a rock for you in your life. Look, that box there. I'm telling you that it's somebody that want to box you in. I don't think it's a significant other. I do think it's something about your father. Okay. Moving on next to June. We have the 10 of Feathers, which would be the 10 of Wands. So you might be carrying a lot of responsibilities on your back right now. Just, you know, there could be a lot going on. You got your hand in many different pots. Might be feeling a little overwhelmed here in June. So, you know, with this card, it does encourage you to delegate where possible. You know, ask people for help, right? You don't have to carry the burdens all by yourself. Now, for some of you, the end of a tough cycle is approaching. You're kind of at the finish line here. So you could be in the final stages of wrapping up something that you started in April is wrapping up in June. Okay, so you're almost there. Keep pushing. Yeah, I'm definitely hearing like the final push. For some of you, there's a clearing out of like an old karmic cycle here as well that maybe you've been in for the past 10 months. For some of you, maybe the past 10 years. That is wrapping up here as well. I heard moving. Some of you could be moving around this time. And I know, believe me, I know how stressful it is to move. I'm like, I always like getting settled in the new space, but I don't like the moving process itself. So some of you could be dealing with that. Ask for help, okay? Hire movers if that's something you can't afford. You know, see if your friends can help you. Maybe they won't be able to lift heavy furniture. Because I'm like, look, don't nobody need to ask me to be lifting no heavy furniture. But, you know, I can do a little light stuff, some little boxes and little stuff like that. So, yeah, you know, don't be afraid to ask for the help that you need. For some of you, this could be, yeah, just being hyper independent. That could be what's closing out for you. You know, feeling like you're carrying the weight of a connection all by yourself. You can never ask for help and stuff like that. That's not true. Okay, that's an old story that you're telling yourself that you need to stop telling yourself. Because I do feel like there are people around you that do want to help. All right. Oh, crap. Let me grab these. I'm about to drop my cards. All right, moving on next to July, we have the Wanderer of Knives. So this would be the Page of Swords. This would be your energy, the Gemini. Okay, so as I was saying, I chose this deck for a reason. All who wander are not lost. Gemini, if you feel like you're wandering this year, you are not lost. Maybe it is because something has come to an end. Maybe this is a gig that some of you are working on, a project that lasts from like April to June. And then you're like, okay, what's next? Right? Especially if you're a creative or an entrepreneur, you could be wondering like, okay, when is my next opportunity coming in? Maybe you just need to chill out, okay? Especially if you was doing all this heavy lifting, putting in a lot of work here in June, it could be a time for you to just have a break. As the Wanderer of Knives, this could also be a time for you to explore options, you know, apply for new opportunities, new gigs or whatever. You know, go to the casting calls, submit your portfolio, you know, do what you need to do there. But also give yourself the time to just kind of rest and retreat. Some of you might want to try something new, you know, a new path could be kind of opening itself up to you here as well that you're wanting to explore. I could see some of you maybe taking a class or workshop of some sort. You know, continuing to further your your education, expand your skill set. That could be happening here with the Wanderer of Knives. There could also be messages, you know, the Wanderer is associated with news that comes in. So for some of you, there could be communication. I heard we want to hire you again. I'm telling you, this Emperor really likes you. So they could, you know, be really tapped in, and they know like, okay, I have like another project coming up, or I know somebody that has another project coming up and I want to refer you. I heard no casting call for some of you. You're not even going to have to like try out. This person likes you so much, you're just in. Damn, that's crazy. Like I'm seeing an image of someone like cutting the line at a club. Like you don't have to wait in line. You just get in. You're on the VIP list. Ooh. That might be the title of your reading. Let me put that down before I forget. Let's see. Okay. I love that for you, Gemini. So that's exciting stuff. You could be reading, researching, you know, just doing your little Gemini thing with a million tabs open on your MacBook or phone. So yeah, you're in your happy space with that. Moving on next to August, we have death coming through. So something is changing. Okay. Also remember, this is like more so like death, rebirth. But you are saying sayonara to something. You could be moving again. Okay. Change something about your location having to change again. So some of you might find like you're traveling quite a bit this year. I did hear nomadic. So yeah, you could very well be living a more nomadic lifestyle. You could now be moving somewhere near like the water, where you were previously somewhere kind of near the mountains or something like that. But yeah, I feel like you're excited about whatever this is. It's time to make that change. You know, this could even be, like I was saying, something new that you're taking on. So you're kind of saying goodbye to like a previous path. I'm telling you, you're going to have so many just options and different pathways that are opening up for you this year. You're going to feel like you're going through probably like multiple rebirths throughout the year. And you're meant to just lean into it, okay? Embrace that. Like you experience like more rebirths in 1 year than some people experience in a single lifetime. Own your path. You know, everybody's is different. There could also be something that is happening in August that's going to kind of culminate for you during Scorpio season. Moving on to September, we have the Prophet of Knives. So this is the Knight of Swords. So you went from the Wanderer of Knives to the Prophet of Knives, making like a progression there. Movement. Okay. Very busy time for you during September. Is that like a little wine glass or something? I don't know if some of you are learning like mixology. Like, I don't know, you want to be a bartender or some shit. That could have been something you were learning about and now you're putting it into action here. That's a very specific message. But regardless of whatever it is you're doing, you're putting it into action here in September. I heard errands. You could be doing quite a bit. I don't know if some of you are doing like personal assistant work for somebody. Also, just be mindful of your interaction. Sometimes the Prophet of Knives, because they're so overwhelmed and they're busy, they could be a little short in their interactions or a little abrasive. So just kind of be mindful of that you're not coming across as an asshole. It might be because you need to take a woosah, you need to breathe, you might need to prioritize a little break, a little quiet time, because I'm getting you might feel a little overstimulated in September. I can definitely see that. I don't know why these little herbs here at the bottom is making me think of lavender. So some of you need to work with that particular herb. You need to work with that essential oil. Maybe taking you like some lavender baths. Have a nice lavender candle lit up in your environment. You know, little things like that can help soothe your nervous system, because you got a lot going on. Like I said, you moving quite a bit, traveling, working on different projects. It's a lot. Okay, so definitely extend some grace towards yourself too. Okay, moving on to October, we have the Ten of Moons. So you have not only the Ten of Pentacles, but you have the Ten of Cups coming up as well. So 1010 could be an angel number for you, but you got the Ten of Wands too, or Ten of Feathers. So 10 could be an angel number for you. But I love how you have the Ten of Moons here. This is really positive when it comes to your relationships, your connections, your community. You have emotional bonds with people that feel really safe. They feel authentic. You know, this is family, whether it's your blood family or your chosen family. I do feel like for many of you, these could be people that you're working with, that you're kind of building connections with through the time that you spend working with them. You know, for others of you, this could be a relationship. This can very much be a family card. So you and your partner, you know, for those of you that have that emperor in your life, maybe you're starting a family. For some of you, this could be a blended family. Maybe, you know, you have children from another relationship and they do too. Maybe you guys are coming together. I don't know if you're deciding like, hey, we should move in together. Okay, so that could be something that's coming through for you. Okay, that's cute. But it looks really sweet. Yeah, I'm hearing this K1 song. What's it called? Is it called Sweetie? Let me see. I literally had this song playing on repeat for like a week straight. Yeah, it's Sweetie with K1 and Scribs Riley. So check that song out. All right, moving on to November, we have the Goddess of Moon. So this would be the Queen of Cups. The fact that all three of your cards to end the year are Cups cards, oh my gosh, I love it for you. Holiday season is going to be super sweet for you, okay? But with this Goddess of Moons here, like you're pouring into yourself, self-care, self-love. But, you know, people are also pouring into you as well. You just feel really full when it comes to your heart space, okay? So yeah, I'm seeing with this Goddess of Moons, you might be taking like some time for self-care. I see some of y'all even just having a nice like bubble bath with some candles lit, a glass of wine, or, you know, herbal tea, whatever your preference is there. But yeah, just taking some time out for you. Maybe you're actually going out to have a spa day. Maybe even going on a little solo day trip or something like that, where you just have time to be in your own company, in your own presence here. I love this for you. Some of you could be connecting to a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or those could be some placements in your chart. I heard my cup runneth over. That's how you're feeling here as the goddess of moons, because there have been some people, you know, some beautiful people around you with that 10 of moons that really poured into you. And you're just in a beautiful space here in November. Yeah, I see some of you like buying yourself some flowers, a nice pretty bouquet. Do something nice for yourself. And we end the year with the Wanderer of Moons. This would be the Page of Cups. Some of y'all might find out you're pregnant at the end of the year. It could be with a water sign. Yes, you might be having a Scorpio like next year. I heard a girl. Okay, and you know, I know everybody ain't trying to have a baby. But this is beautiful messages of love, of appreciation that are also coming in as well. This could be from your partner, from friends, from family, where you're just feeling the love. You're feeling the affection, the care that other people have for you. You could be tapping in with your inner child here. Feeling really poetic, creative, sensitive, intuitive. You know, it's that holiday season as well. So just feeling that sense of wonder surrounding you. For some of you, you might even be on the receiving end of an apology if, you know, that's something that, you know, you feel like you deserve, or somebody feels like you deserve. They could be in a really good mood and, you know, want to hold themselves accountable, extend an apology to you. So that might be something to be on the lookout for. But all in all, it's a really beautiful way for you to end 2026. So let's go ahead and transition into your charm reading. If you made it this far, get to see what your charm is. Let's see, for my Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements. Okay. Let's see what this charm is for my Gemmies. Oh, I got the starfish. Okay. So some of you, you could be the star, right? Your time to shine. Take up more space. I also mentioned at some point you could be moving near the water, moving or traveling near the water. So that could be significant. I did mention a water sign girl that you could be finding out you're pregnant with at the end of the year. This makes me think of Patrick Star. So I don't know if some of you are fans of SpongeBob, but that energy is coming through here as well. But yes, let's go ahead. I'm going to place the cards onto the spread so you can get a final look at everything. And voila. All right, my love. So that's so not I hate when things are like not balanced and symmetrical is what I was looking for. That shit really peeves me. I'm being anal. Okay. Okay. All right, my love. So with that being said, I am going to wrap up this reading here. If you enjoyed this, go ahead, give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment below in the chat. Let me know what you're most excited about. And make sure to subscribe to my channel for more readings. With that being said, I hope you all have a beautiful holiday season. Happy New Year. Wishing you an amazing 2026. Until next time, sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.